Yes, howdy folks, howdy. Shawn Brock here with you once again, and can you believe it? Hey, please subscribe if you haven't done so. I would certainly appreciate it. We've had way over 200 videos on this kind of stuff, and I don't know if it's getting old to you. It gets old to me at times. You know, I ain't gonna lie to you. But anyway, some things do get old in years, but don't get old in kind of the manner of we like to hear them over and over, and this is one of those kind of things. This guitar is the Jimmy Edmonds Shawn Brock signature bottle D-18 that has turned 2 years old. It's hard to believe, at least in my life anyway. It's hard for me to believe that I've had this guitar for 2 years already, but sure enough, you know, the calendar doesn't lie. And sometimes they put pictures of people on the calendar, and the people might lie, but the calendar don't lie. And we've done several videos that this guitar's been in, you know, on some string comparisons, pick comparisons, things like that. I did a video after it was 1 year old, and I said that I would do a video after it was 2 years old. And here we are, 2 years old. And I will just quickly run through maybe a few things, and you can go back and compare it to the unboxing if you want, or compare it to the 1 year video, just to see what you hear on the difference, what the difference might be. Okay, let's do just a little bit of our normal repertoire on this stuff. Okay. Yeah, one high, huh? This wonderful bass. Wonderful trebles, you know, just as far as the sweetness of them, or the ability to have sweetness. Still got that impeccable intonation. I remarked when we first got it, unboxed it, one of the things when I brag about Jimmy is he requires of his instruments an impeccable intonation. And you know, there's nothing wrong with saying, well, I don't have to have it perfect. Believe me, I put a couple guitars together in my time, and I've told myself I don't have to have it perfect. And you don't. And then you go to record with it, and you know, you're here, and then you're here, and then you're here, and maybe you're here, or even if you don't even want to be here, that's impeccable intonation. You don't have to worry, you know. The second fret here. punches very easy. And the dynamic moves real well with the right hand. It always has from the time it came out of the box. But, obviously over time, got that big old B flat, man. And these things develop, they continue to grow. Key of B. Subtleties, as great as they were, always, just like everything else, continued to grow slightly. Colors. Volume, I would say, these are always, this has always been a really good on volume. And part of it, too, the maturity. These tend to sound more mature out of the box because they're varnish finish, and they're all varnish, unless somebody requests otherwise. But if in case you don't know or you forgot, Adirondack top, a West Virginia Red Spruce top on this. Maple binding, real nice Honduran Mahogany back and sides, Honduran Mahogany neck, Waverly tuners there with your koa buttons, bone nut, bone saddle. Ebony fingerboard, ebony bridge, Evo gold fret wire. And I'll tell you something about the setup on this instrument. I got it in 2022, and after I had it for about 3 days, I made just a little adjustment, just maybe an eighth of a turn, if that, probably more like 16th, on the truss rod. And I was living down in Texas, and the weather was just a little bit different, and that's all I ever did. And then in July of 23, moved back to Kentucky, and I think by the time August rolled around, that 16th or 8th of a turn that I did, I undid that and took it back where it was, And that's all I've ever done is 2 truss rod adjustments, very minor truss rod adjustments, and the action is so low, the fretwork is so well executed that the action can be as low as it is and not buzz all over the place. But I remember measuring this, and man, it was 68, 70 thousandths on the treble E at the 12th fret, and it was right at 88 thousandths on the bass E, and just a ton of saddle in here. I've owned several guitars, and it's not the fault of the maker, but Wood's figuring out that it's going to be a guitar, and people live in different climates, expose their guitars to different things. But I've owned guitars where you have to, the neck will pull up some over time, and you have to take the saddle down just a little bit to accommodate that, to get your action back where you want it. And I don't blame the maker. It's nothing against the maker's setup when that happens. It's something that's bound to happen. But with this guitar, it has never happened. I still wait to start thinking, especially up here, kind of 9, 12 fret area. I always think, man, one of these days I'm going to be playing something. I'm going to reach up here and it's going to be a little bit high, and I'm going to have to take that saddle down. And as Alan Jackson said, someday never comes. it hasn't came yet on this. So the saddle, everything, the nut slot height, that's another thing I'm a little bit accustomed to having to mess with over the years, is just getting it down low as it would go to accommodate my playing without buzzing when I would dig in, at a certain level. And again, nothing to the fault of any makers, but it's just kind of tailoring something for yourself. And this, I've never touched nut slots on this, never, not once. And my mechanical aptitude on this guitar has been limited to that. What did I do anyway? Yeah. I took a little bit of relief out when I got it in May of 22, and then when I moved back, I put that relief, a little bit of relief back in. But it's still, man, I'm running it without very much relief at all. I mean, it's just not much relief. And the fretwork's so good that you can do that. I mean, I have to dig, man, to get it to buzz. I have to dig. And it's just been a wonderful guitar. I've recorded a lot of stuff with it, and it tends to record very well. Just a huge sound. Just does really well over a microphone, but you still got that nice bass, really nice bass. And that's where she's at. Jimmy built quite a few of these, and built others kind of based around some of the other 2 Edmonds that I owned. And I think it's a wise investment of anybody who gets an Edmonds guitar built for them. It's just he's a pleasurable guy to work with, and a guy told me, talking about Jimmy Edmonds once, he said, the thing about Jimmy is he under-promises and over-delivers. And he told me that about Jimmy when Jimmy was getting ready to start a guitar for me. And I said, well, that's good to know. That's good to know. But it's absolutely true. It's absolutely true. He's built a few guitars for me, and every time he under promises and over delivers, and he's just humble about his work. I don't know how he does what he does. I really don't. I don't know how he can build a guitar. These are so clean. The craftsmanship is so clean. Finished work so clean. Playability is just bar none, unbeatable. Sound, well, I mean, you've heard this one. You've heard numerous on the channel. And I don't know how a guy can do all that and still keep from having his head float away in the clouds, but somehow he does it, and he values his customers, and it's it's been a pleasure. It's been a pleasure to have Jimmy, not just as a builder, but as a friend. And if you're interested in one of his guitars, see the description box and contact him. You can call him or text him. He's got his cell phone number there on his website, and sometimes he doesn't always get to the phone because he's a one-man shop. So you can leave him a message, or send him a text message or an email, and he'll get right back with you. But there she is, 2 years old, doggone it, 2 years old. And I appreciate you guys watching. Please subscribe. Take care.